out.
It wasn't very loud.
Did she say it?
Mm-hmm.
She did?
Yeah.
Let's double check it.
Okay.
Okay.
The Belleville area District Library Board will please come to order. Oh,
You don't have to stand.
I
Just.
stand up, I'm supposed to.
Oh.
Okay.
Supposed to move.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Me too. I always want to say on the.
Why did they do that? It rotates, it just spinned on me.
Yeah.
But it was trying to knock me over. Okay, we will begin with the roll call. And I call on Joy Chehevitz to call the roll.
Romney.
Yep.
Jackson Smith.
Jackson Smith is excused,
Okay.
abs.
Juriga.
Present.
Peters.
Here.
Reese.
Here.
Stonemeyer.
Here.
And I'm here.
Great, we're in good shape. Now I will call for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
It has been moved
Seconded.
and seconded, moved by Juriga, supported by Priest, that we approve the agenda as presented. Are there any comments or any tweaks needed in our agenda? I don't see any, so we will take the vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, signify by saying nay. We have no dissenting votes and the agenda is approved. Now we move on to item 4, which is the March 10th, 2026 regular meeting minutes. The approval. The minutes are in your packet. They were circulated electronically in advance and available here at the library in advance. So hopefully you've had a chance to look at them. We can wait for a minute and let people look. Of course, we had a swearing in at the last ceremony and we got to be front page news again. You see,
Like
you were there.
here, even though you weren't here, Tom.
Oh, we have to fix that.
No. I mean, she was mentioned.
Oh,
It was on TV.
I
Oh, sorry.
in the role.
Sorry, I didn't mean to panic everyone.
Yeah, it's huge. Okay, yeah, Tanya, you're always with us. Okay, is there anything in the minutes that needs to be fixed or tweaked or?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
It's been moved by Chehevitz,
I'll second that.
supported by Priest, that our minutes for the March meeting be approved. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed by saying no. I don't hear any negative votes, therefore we are approving the minutes unanimously. And we can move on. This is just really a wonderful meeting.
It's good because there's gonna be bad weather tonight.
Yeah, we'll get out of here.
Not starting
and
till
we'll get-
10 around
yeah.
that.
And we'll get a chance to do our yakking without keeping us here late. Public comments. We have 2 distinguished members of the public. Do either one of you want to say something to us?
I want to invite everybody to the library on May 8th at 6 o'clock. We're going, the independent, well, the library has been kind enough to give us space to have a meeting, and we're going to talk about the importance of newspapers, and a Wayne State University associate professor is going to come and speak on local newspapers and how they affect the life and everything. And people will be invited to tell us what they want in their paper, how they want it to change, how they want it. And so it's going to be a special meeting, and I hope some of you.
What was the
could-
date?
May the 8th.
No, May.
May the
Yeah.
7th.
I lied.
I said, well, no, you
I
had
wrote
said
the
May 8th. Oh, you
Yeah.
had said May 8th.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
what
I
I was
wrote-
looking at.
So I wrote.
And I believe, did we say 6 o'clock that meeting?
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, I
6
think
o'clock.
we have the states from 5 to 8.
Right, but it's, May 7th, I was looking at that too, that was the only thing I was gonna.
7, it's a Thursday.
I do have one little thing to say about that, because I have another committee I'm serving on now. And one of the reasons that we're doing this, we have been fortunate in this community, for a
Yeah.
community this size, to have a paper that covers all the civic events, all the elected, official meetings. Have a paper that covers all of that.
And allows letters.
And has all this interaction and little things we're going on about in the city and just all that it does. Places don't have them anymore. And the only reason we have it is because of somebody who's sitting right here. Because of Rosemary. And Rosemary can't do that forever. She's done it forever. I cannot imagine.
We're in our 31st year.
31st year.
And Rosemary does the editing, the reporting, the everything. So in order to continue a paper in the 21st century that is operating the way that this paper does, we have to look at some changes. And the only way we can do that is to get the community's input and make sure the community wants to continue and is willing to do whatever, might. But we've got some really good people who have been looking at this. There's some really good civic-minded people in this community. Some of them have been really helpful to us in getting this library going. And so I appreciate that we at the library can contribute the space to allow a special meeting, and we'll see what kind of interest we get, and we may want to have another one depending on what comes out of this one. But all of you here and anybody who hears this broadcast and everybody who I can possibly encourage, I'd love to have you. I'd love to join Rosemary in inviting you to come. Any questions?
That's it for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a very important civic item that has been brought to our attention. So now we're on to item number 6. No, yeah. Oh, yeah, we are. We only, we don't have approval of accounts payable until after that. So these are our committees. And once again, we didn't have a whole lot of committee activity. We did have some stuff. So we'll go down the list. I'm not anticipating a whole lot of big reports, but maybe you all have some secrets. And I've been out of the loop for a minute with this bad leg of mine. Anyway, the first committee is the building committee. Joy, is there anything?
I don't have anything.
And
Mary Jo,
Mary Jo,
I've got a question. When will the bioswale be harvested?
We are meeting with the landscape company this week, so
Good.
we wanted to talk to him before he started that, yeah.
oh, it would be fun if Maria was here tonight, because Maria's the only one that's around here who hasn't heard of John being on the board and the kind of questions he asks. And those of us, we just love John. Those of us that got to sit in every single building committee meeting really remember that John keeps up with everything. So I learned a lot about bioswales because of John's questions. So there we go. Anything else, John?
Yeah.
Okay.
I noticed that the electrical charging units are covered with a bag today, all 3 of them. They don't work. I went to see Steve yesterday and told him we had a meeting tonight and mentioned to him, and he said that he had called the gentleman who was in charge of that, And he says, oh, I don't work for that company anymore. So then they called DTE, and DTE said they never, I badmouthed DTE. And I probably shouldn't have, because DTE said they didn't even get a requisition yet to hook them up. So, and Steve is trying to get the company, and he can't contact the company who put those in. And
Does the company still exist?
I don't know.
You know, that's the only thing, it's a whole new technology
Yeah,
and
and
I
they
keep
did,
worrying that by the time it actually gets going with electric vehicles in large
sure.
measure, that half these gizmos are gonna be out of,
Absolutely.
yeah. Well,
but
so we'll have to see.
Oh, it's a little.
Does anybody on that topic, does anybody have any observations about use of electric vehicles in our community?
well, with the price of gas going way up.
One would think it would come back, but with the pressures to blow up all the stuff that was done in the past, I don't know. I have seen, there's one Tesla that I've seen driving around.
I've seen a Tesla truck out in
Um,
somewhere.
Mrs. Jar, who works here, volunteer,
Mrs. Jar.
Jeff Jar's wife.
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was, that was.
Yeah,
that's what
I
my
think
brain
Pat.
was-
She's a Pat.
Jaguar or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Does she have an electric
Yeah,
vehicle?
yeah.
You know, there's a lot of electric
Just
vehicles I
looking.
don't really recognize.
Yeah, you don't recognize it's
Yeah.
electric, other than they're really quiet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is.
And sometimes when you're walking across the street, you don't even hear it.
right.
Yeah.
My neighbor has
I
one.
see a
and
lot
I
of
figured
chargers
out
that
about
aren't
this.
using this new building that's on the corner.
Yeah,
Going
the
down here, he's
new
got
car.
what, two or three,
Yeah.
I've never seen a vehicle there.
Right, right.
There's one at the gas station, I've never seen a vehicle there.
Well, we're kind of ahead of the curve then, and it probably, like you said, with the price of gas and the forecasts of whatever. I don't know that electric vehicles are gonna be
Sumter
put
doesn't,
aside.
Sumter doesn't even have any.
Huh?
Sumter doesn't have any at all.
Charging
stations.
Chargers.
I'm not
Some probably,
surprised.
a lot of people charge them at home, you know, if they have a car in a truck at home.
And then if they have to travel a lot, you know, that's the only thing, is if you're
It's
traveling to
traveling.
other places, you know, where to go, but. We're ready, well, we're kind of ready, I guess your point is that even if you get them put in, that doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna work.
Right, that's right.
Very interesting, you did a lot of work on that, John, you've been
Yeah.
pushing on that.
Just a social visit, that's all.
Well, we'll see, but I think it's nice that this little community has had the forethought to get ready for electric vehicles. Even whatever. Anyway. Thank you. Anything else? Mary Jo, do you have things about that? I didn't.
Do you want to talk about them now or in my director's report?
Which would you prefer?
I don't know that it's managed, talk about them now.
I had a question
Yeah.
for Mary Jo,
Uh-huh.
it's kind of a simple question, but I was at the library here days ago, and I was just using the bathroom, and I remembered us putting in smoke detectors
Mhm.
in the bathroom, and I just wondered, has that solved? I haven't heard
It's helped
anybody,
a lot.
did it?
Yeah.
Did it?
Oh, the baby.
Mhm.
Yeah, the vape.
The vape detectors.
I just hadn't heard anything reported on it since we put them in,
It's
so I
helpful.
assumed.
They
that-
went off a fair amount at the beginning of the school year and.
Right.
We probably talked about it when you
Now
were
they
here one
release
time,
these.
because we did talk about it once.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
kind of.
And I can't say it's just, it was not just the teens either.
Yeah.
It's all adults too, so,
I'm shocked how many people do vape,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
I have something about the building, the door openers that we have. So today I had to go off with my walker to the hospital, to my doctor's office about my operation a couple weeks ago. And I'm using this walker, I mean, I've been using a cane, but I'm using this walker. And I had to go to the bathroom while I could get in, I could open the door, opening and then push the walker in. But to get out of the bathroom, it was a fairly heavy door, and to pull that door and manipulate it was crazy. And so, you know, I'm not that quiet of a person. So I was calling my husband to come and help, and he didn't hear me. But some staff person did and came and helped open the door. And I said, Well, I run a library. And our library put in automatic door openers so that people can get in. And she said, yeah, if a library does it, it should be. And I said, yeah, in a hospital, it certainly should be. So I'm sure that that's gonna make a big difference. Right, I'm sure we're gonna
Next time you
turn
go
that.
back, it'll be done.
It was a heavy door. You don't really think about that. And when
No.
I was younger and sat in all these meetings about all this, accommodations, I was, oh well. But boy, when you are sitting up there trying to get it back out the bathroom and you recognize that so I really did think, I'm really glad we went ahead and invested so that people can get in and out of where they gotta go.
Let my husband know, cause he was the one that pushed us to do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's helped the library for a whole lot of things.
He made sure we could afford it, and I told cuz, and he's like, I gotta get it done.
Get it done. Well, you knew the right person to ask to
Yeah.
make sure we could afford it. Anyway, well, good. And now the elevators.
Okay, I signed a contract with City Elevator for service beginning June 1st for quarterly maintenance services. I had reached out to 2 different elevator companies and they built the lowest price. One of the representatives from that company explained things very well to me. He was probably the best person who throughout the course of all of this that they could really give good explanations of how things are supposed to work. And so I was impressed. So hopefully moving forward, that will help with some of the communication problems we've been.
And how much?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
1,200 a year.
How much was
It's
that?
been 1,200 every single time.
Yeah.
Oh,
this
wow.
comes in the
Okay.
door.
That's crazy.
So this is a
They're going on
very
their
great
names.
savings.
Yeah.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, every time every time there's a check, they never had a check that's under $1,200. I can't,
And they don't do
And
that.
it just, in communications has been
yeah,
very lacking, so it's been.
this is gonna be much better.
Yep.
And I
Well,
certainly
look
value
forward to it.
that
Yeah.
elevator boy.
I did take the liberty of I dusted off our parking lot contract with the city, because I know for a lot of you, it's been a long time since we've negotiated it, or you weren't even on the board yet and don't know about it, so I just put that in there just to refresh your memory, but
Oh,
I also sent it to the city just so that they, they can refresh their memory as well, but the contract I think is actually very good. We take care of the annual general with
Right.
snow shoveling, et cetera. As far as any kind of capital projects that need to happen, capital repair type projects, we own 59% of it, and the city owns 41%.
so if it's like repaving and all that.
Yeah,
stuff,
we
then
would,
the
we would,
city
we would
share.
pay with that proportion.
But in the regular maintenance and keeping it so that our patrons are safe and
Yeah.
it's on us.
We're a 7-day-a-week operation, we use
Right.
it heavily, so I feel like this is a pretty good contract personally. So.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you brought it up.
Okay.
Look it up.
And John had brought that up and he made me remember those meetings, because we did have, it was quite a to-do and the city and the library to sit down and get an agreement about the parking lot. And I'm glad we're looking at it again, especially who would have thought that the city would be on the other end of the parking lot?
Yeah.
I know.
Really.
So it really makes good sense. Thank you. Any other building related comments? We might as well make them all now.
Well, you were talking about where that recycling. What is that called, a bin?
The recycling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Randy and I were talking because I know we talked about it with you. Maybe just making another handicap spot, not even moving it.
Oh, I see.
You're supposed to have a certain amount of handicap
Okay.
for how many parking spaces.
Mhm.
So I think it's like 6 for every 100 or something like that.
Okay.
So maybe just do another handicap one, because it covers up a handicap space.
Oh, it does?
Yeah,
Well,
And
and I think
we were talking about moving it maybe.
Yeah.
I just wondered, so is it on the other side of the building, are there handicap ones for the city?
I don't know, I
I
didn't.
don't
figure
know.
it out.
You would
Yeah.
think so.
I would think so, but.
I would
don't
think
know.
they would have set up.
Probably right up.
Well, that was,
But that's kind of where the electric vehicle thing.
that was,
came.
yeah, and
Yeah.
that wasn't until the city was moved in there that became handicap
Right,
spot, so.
yeah.
The recycle bin could be moved over, further, like in the middle,
Mhm.
would be one possibility,
He was just
part of
saying
it
if
is
you
the
didn't
truck,
want.
the truck needs to, well, it used to be over on the left-hand side, I think the city DPW moved it
Okay.
over to the right, but it could be moved into the middle, just, it
Mhm.
needs, the garbage truck needs to be able to pull in and out. Is the main
Could
thing.
I make a comment?
Sure.
They have parking on the other side,
Yeah.
but that's by the police department, and that's for the people who work inside.
Mm-hmm.
When we meet
Okay.
there at night,
Okay,
we have to go in the back door, which is on
the
this
side,
side.
okay.
At
That's
this
it,
time,
yeah.
this is the back door, right?
Right,
Yeah, okay.
right.
Yeah, I noticed that one.
Are there
That was-
handicapper spaces near where the public meetings are?
On the other side.
On the side that you go in for the public?
Well,
meeting?
that's this side.
That's where
That's
they are.
the-
Are they sufficient? Are they sufficient
That's what
for
we need to figure out. I
people
don't
that have
know.
been coming?
Anyway, the library is flexible,
And Randy said the city is too, so.
so we
Just
can,
with-
we can come
with
together
remote.
and, yeah, and
Yeah.
We really don't.
Either
have-
way.
I'm willing to work with the city on trying to figure it out.
At this
If there's a
particular time, I don't think. we
Piece of city
have.
property they would rather have it be on, we could, you know.
Or, and
Do that.
find
yeah.
out how many parking spots there are total and make sure we have enough handicap, because there's supposed to be a
We've got
certain. number.
35 for the city,
And how many is in our parking?
90.
90?
Oh, I was just thinking, I don't remember that number. It was under 100 though.
It was 89, I thought, or 90 for the whole parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the number of handicap slots, we only have the 4, don't we? And the 4 are not really quite enough for us when there's an activity here. Because older people do come, well, not that all handicapped people are older, but we often have those used up.
And we need the van ones too, maybe one van one with 2 spots, like you have up here.
That might be something for us to talk about
Yeah.
with the city.
It's not,
But that
it's
might
not
not,
urgent.
as you started to say, that might not be your responsibility.
The-
Their building.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's for their- it's for them,
It isn't our
so-
responsibility, and even if there are
Mhm.
more over there, it's
Yeah.
not gonna help people who are coming
Right.
here.
Sure.
Because if these 4 are
But the
used up,
recycle bin is ours, but we're willing to, you know, to
That's the only reason I started,
To
because it covered up
relocate
the
it, yeah.
handicap. So
Oh.
I just wanted to see if it could be moved or another handicap.
So the rule is 1 for every 25 spaces.
so
So
we
you
already
have that
have
covered.
enough,
Yeah.
we have enough to meet the legal code.
Yeah.
We just don't have enough to need our usage, and you know, sometimes you come and nobody's in the handicapper spots.
Tonight, everybody.
But there's always, if there's a meeting, if there's something in the code that there's gonna be people filled up.
Yeah.
Since I always get to everything late, I miss the handicapper spots. So anyway, one would think that you'd learn after a long period of time,
It's a
but
habit now.
it is, sadly it is. Well, that's been a very nice building committee report, Joy, aren't you lovely? Done a
Yeah.
great job, girl. Bylaws, I believe there is something on bylaws. Linda?
We've been going back and forth. Do you want to talk about it? Email.
I asked for the, our attorney, I think I said at the last meeting, the attorney had recommended that we have a media communication policy and a public comment policy that are separate from the bylaws. So I asked her to send her templates back to us that we can work with. So she sent those back. The bylaws committee has not met yet, but Hillary and I went through them and made some suggested changes back to the attorney, just based on our specific location, specifically some of our procedures, like if there's an emergency event that's allowed, or what our specific procedures are. And with public comment policy, just kind of looking at the rooms that we would potentially have a board meeting in, so that, usually that's in this room, but it could potentially be something down in the Coziad room, and just kind of making sure that policy kind of reflects our setup, so.
Mhm.
So we took the liberty of just sending that part, you know, back to her to get her to weigh in. So we're kind of waiting for her to weigh in on all three of those policies before the policy committee meets.
This harkens back to our public comment discussion, because now our media interaction is when we talk to Rosemary. But, you know, it might not always be like that forever. So we'll have a fancy time policy. That's good. Always need fancy time policies. Anything, and so the bylaws, what did we decide? Is the bylaws committee gonna meet?
Well,
or
we're waiting for,
Send it back.
we're waiting for the attorney, and
Okay.
then once she weighs in, I think then the bylaws committee can meet.
And Maria is on that committee.
Yeah,
She
she ran-
did weigh in.
Yes.
Maria did, Linda did, and I did. So we were the ones that were notified.
And I'll email our attorney again.
For the finance committee, I want to hear from Ms. Stoudemire, whatever you want to say. I don't care if it has anything to do with the law.
I was gonna leave those comments for later,
All righty.
but no report, but I do wanna ask Mary Jo how the new system is
Pretty good,
going. Okay.
pretty good, yeah. It doesn't, you know, it's like any software, it doesn't do what, you know, it's not magic.
And there's
But
one
we're
thing.
getting used to it, yeah.
There's one thing in finance, I think we have it in the minutes, but last time we were able to celebrate that we were upgraded by Standard and Poor. That's because our finance team is so on top of things. I thank you and Joy and Mary Jo and Hillary and the whole staff.
Yeah, it was kind of like a pop quiz, you know, they called it a couple weeks before and say, oh, we're gonna do this, and, yeah.
So even when you were absent, we had progress in our finance situation.
Always good news.
So that's very good. There, the outreach committee is next. Maria is not here. She did communicate with me before the meeting. She did not have, anything to, report for outreach, so we will go with no report for that. Personnel, Linda?
No report at this time.
Okay, Dan, Hollis?
I no report.
Okay. And, do you want to talk, for the art committee, do you want to, is there anything to talk about?
I put this in my director's report, but we can talk about it here.
It's so nice. We'll talk about it both the time.
Okay, and talking and thinking about, the library received contributions, in memory of Alma. And we're trying to find a good way to honor her memory. And so we've been discussing it. I talked with Michelle Mentor about it. I talked with Alma's sister about it. And we're going to use that money to award an art prize to a local student artist. So, we're still working out the details, what's gonna be the Alma Hughes Grubbs Art Award. And we'll give us, you know.
Will it be an ongoing?
And it will be an ongoing annual award, so.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it will be, like the student art that we have in the spring, or if it will be run in conjunction with the, BACA art show in the fall. But to award a student a prize in honor of Alma, since Alma was on the library's art committee.
Yeah, Alma was an original member of the art committee, and the art committee worked really hard. We had a lot of meetings too on that. Now, basically, Michelle Montour takes care of all of it and reports to the committee and, you know, takes input, but in setting it up and getting it right, Alma was a member of that and worked very well with Michelle, and Michelle was very happy Michelle went with us to Alma's, services.
Yeah.
And I
This-
think that honoring.
The scholarship, excuse me,
Go ahead.
the scholarship money, will it be presented at the, program for the high school? Where.
It's a small,
Oh, no,
no, it's a very small, it's like $100
Oh,
award.
okay,
probably.
okay, yeah, just that, okay.
We don't exactly know yet, but it is a nice way to keep her name
Yeah,
alive, and I think she would be, I'm sure she's smiling
Mhm.
about the idea of having her name presented every year to a young person who has achieved something. I think it's so
She
appropriate.
actually used to, sit on the, Rotary, Scholarship Committee.
Yeah.
As a, community member. So she does have a good, had an interest in.
Okay, good.
I think that's such a
Young people.
nice thing. So, yeah, we can talk about
So I'm
that.
very excited about this.
I am too. I am too. Now we get to the most exciting thing on our agenda every month, accounts payable. But everybody needs to see what we're spending our money on and how we have to do it. And we often have very good discussions over items on here, so. Anybody have any comments, questions?
Whoever does this list, if there's more than one sheet, I wish they'd label it page 1, page 2,
Oh,
page
passionate.
for future referrals. Like on page 3, the music lady is getting $350. How long is her program?
I think it's about an hour and a half. Performers are expensive.
The union dues is $100 an hour, but I guess it's more than.
Performers are
Performers are
expensive.
expensive.
Plus, there's some of them that are doing more than one sheet.
Okay,
She brings equipment, she brings her instruments and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's
She's
a lot
really
to, and then, when we have those jazz bands, you have several people who are coming in. So you can't just pay like what we would ordinarily pay for one person. This is one person, but performers are expensive. I've been giving a lot of feedback, probably more than Mary Jo wants to hear. I've been able to go to a number of more programs lately. Just love them. And I think it's a good idea for all of us. I know Dan does it. When we go to programs, give Mary Jo the feedback of what we think.
Yeah.
Cause some of the presenters are better than others and some, I think if we advise them a little, they might do better. I had one that we couldn't hear very well, and I had a number of other people who were there who said she couldn't hear very well, because the person was walking around talking. So, if we ever have her back, we could talk to her about either a lavalier mic or standing there at the mic, but we want to get the most out of our money, and I think we're eyes and ears for the library, so. I think that's a good thing to do for programs. Any other items on the accounts payable? I'm really glad about this elevator thing. We all talked about that elevator, but boy, when I started looking every time we had to sign a check to those people,
That pays for
that's a
more
lot of money.
programs.
Yeah.
We get our flagpole light fixed.
Yes, yes.
That's a John Jariga question if I remember.
thank you.
Dave doesn't do that.
It's been a saga. for
It has.
sure.
Our side.
Thought, if we voted on what was gonna be our lingering issue, that sure would have been it.
We installed the light on one of the adjoining light poles. It's up higher now.
Smart,
So we just, because we just kept running
Okay.
into problems with the ones that were in.
good.
Electricity and water just.
Yeah.
Madam Chair, I move that we accept accounts payable as.
I'll second that.
It has been moved by Priest and supported by Jariga that we approve our accounts payable for April. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed by saying no. We have no dissenting votes, and we have approved accounts payable, and we have duly reviewed them. And I think all these comments from the board are really significant and helpful. As we look at who we work with and how much we spend. Now for the fun part, we've already dipped into the director's report, but I'm going to turn it over to our director to tell us all kinds of things.
Well,
talked about the Blue Scrubs Award, we talked about the building. We have some new incoming staff, so 2 library assistants that are starting this week, Parker Ison and Vanessa Galloway, so they are being trained right now. I do have an outgoing staff member, library assistant Samantha Shannon. We will continue some changes, probably, next month too. We've got another person leaving and a couple other people being hired on. Circulation department has done some staff reorganizing. They've added a new position, basically called senior circulation assistant. And this is going to free up some of Amy O'Brien's time, so she can better assist with accounts payable and some other administrative duties. Amy will continue, in that senior circ assistant type role, along with, Larry Nadek and Liz Valicenti. So this gives us more flexibility to have someone on site at all times to deal with problems that need a little bit more thought. So if someone's having, difficulty with their account or something where somebody needs to use some judgment skills and problem solving skills to kind of weigh in as a backup person. We are having our annual library and service training day. It's going to be taking place Friday, April 24th. This is a great opportunity for all of our staff from all of the departments to interact with each other. Opportunity for us to review all of our best practices, procedures, safety training. We're going to be doing it's going to be a trivia game, but it's going to encompass everything from all of the departments. And we're going to make sure when people break up, they break up into different, not all one department can be on one team. Because in order to succeed, you're probably going to need to know information from every department. So I'm hoping that this will be a learning experience for everyone. We're going to, basically refamiliarize everybody with, safety training. And we've got some programs in the afternoon for some of the we call them the librarians in charge. Primarily, it's the full-time staff, just to make sure that everybody is reminded of all of the different policies and procedures. And they're basically the ones, especially on weekends when not everyone is here, and especially on Sundays where, they're in charge. They're in charge. So if there's an emergency or someone calls in sick or is late, that they have to deal with the issues. So just kind of making sure that we're all trained up. I'm gonna pick on Nikki for a minute. Did I miss anything in my explanation just now?
For in-service day?
Yeah,
No, that's from what I understand, that's.
okay.
I'm doing trivia, so it'll be fun.
We're trying,
Nick, you should.
we're trying to disguise an educational activity as fun.
Yes, yes, I have to go get prizes, so more incentive.
And the new staff, have we had anybody leaving in the last month?
Last month, I think I reported that one of our interns left, Maria. And then she got full-time job. So Samantha left, I think also for alternative work.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have another intern that's going to be leaving
Tomorrow.
so
Hmm.
talk about her at the next
Well,
meeting.
usually this is the time of year that we often have a lot of
Yeah.
change.
But we're gonna be hiring some new, one or two new circulation clerks, so that's coming up.
Okay.
The Friends of the Library are having their used book sale, Saturday and Sunday, May 2nd and 3rd. And they're working very hard to put this on this great event. It's a good event for the entire community. And that's the same day that we're doing the plant swap, so our annual perennial plant swap. So come join us next week anytime if you want to come to the library to celebrate National Library Week.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, the theme this year is Find Your Joy.
No pun.
And we are every day we're doing a program featuring, one of our services, so some of the electronic services in particular, such as, Ancestry.com, our movie streaming services, the ebooks, and we're also, showcasing all of our, Library of Things, contents that we have.
On that point of Find Your Joy, that was what I was looking at for the newsletter, which I don't think is out yet. But when the weather gets good, I was writing up about the different things that bring me joy about this library. And just coming over here and sitting on our terrace. My patio at home is not yet set up. You have to go out there and get all the stuff set up, and it's been up and down. I can't even get out to my patio right now anyway. But I can get to the library and to the elevator and to the second floor and go sit out. If I want to sit out and look at that water, I can do it right here at the library, even if I don't have business. And I even did take some of my paperwork out there one day, and it blew all over the place, but I didn't care. It was so nice. So you can find your joy in this library in all kinds of ways.
We are having another joint program with the Rotary Club, April 28th at 6:30 p.m. Is learning about land conservancy. We have a representative from the Southeast Michigan Land Conservancy who's going to speak, so I think that's going to be an interesting program.
And your articles of interest, these last two, do they cancel out each other? So
Well,
I understand that appeal, that they withdrew their appeal, so
Yes.
does that mean,
that's a huge victory. Yeah,
does that mean that the IMLS will go back into operation?
it's never gone out of operation because of
Good.
the lawsuits, but yeah, it
Good.
should be fine. The budget, basically, I mean, Congress has to approve their budget, so, this happened last year, the same thing happened last year, and the budget, did go through, so. It's just,
But
I
last
think this is
year-
gonna be an annual.
Last
Annual
year,
thing.
did they have to,
They had to go to
Court.
court.
They
they
did
had
it
to
for
go
it,
to
yeah.
court and they had to appeal, and did the White
Well,
House,
because the money had already been allocated.
did the White House withdraw their appeal?
Yeah.
They did.
Yes.
I didn't think they'd ever withdrawn any appeal of any.
Yeah.
No.
So anyhow.
Mighty
Yeah,
library.
stay tuned. Talk to your representatives in Congress if you want to see this funded.
And we certainly do. I think that the news media, I mean, when people realize that even money for libraries has been under threat, I've heard good reports. But then too, I guess it's what media you listen to. Anyway, onward. Any other questions or any other comments on Mary Jo's very thorough report? And of course, we do have this, well, she already talked about the agreement about the parking lot. And you've got this book out with, oh, you gave us a couple of articles as well as the reference.
The one about the AI novel that got pulled was kind of interesting. This is probably going to happen more and more.
Yeah, it probably is. Oh, Baker and Taylor's stunning collapse. That's interesting. That'd be something for Mary Jo and Joy to talk. But there's not a big business for books at libraries to use anymore. I mean,
Well, we're using Ingram and there are other vendors, so.
yes.
Yeah,
But they were the biggest.
but the Baker was huge.
Looks like they owe a lot of money.
They owe a lot of money, yeah.
What if somebody bought them and loaded them up with debt, like they do with other companies? Is that what happened?
I'm not sure what happened, but
That's what happened to
Yeah.
Sears and all this.
COVID hit them hard.
I think COVID was a
Yeah.
problem, yeah.
Well,
Library had.
Supply chain
libraries
issues
had
with
to
COVID.
Cancel
Yeah.
all their,
Oh,
so
somebody
many
bought
orders
them.
while we were closed.
We bought
Somebody
them,
bought
yeah.
them, and I don't think it was in their best interest.
a long slide and a
I
Then
quick.
they
think it's
Cyber
cyber
attacks.
attacks to
Yeah.
the,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so there's just
terrible.
a whole string of things that happen, so.
You wouldn't think that in book selling you would have such drama.
I feel bad for the libraries that are out of money, you know, that's gonna, they're probably not gonna ever see that.
No,
Those cyber attacks, they hold us for ransom, right? And there's really, you have to pay it. Cause they,
Oh,
then you, they won't give
well,
up.
they even OD'd them. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
and the IMLS thing will just keep being with us
Just-
year after
Yeah,
year.
yeah, I think that'll be a thing this spring, you know,
Well, pay money to
spring,
lawyers.
summer, yeah.
Lawyers would be going.
There's a
hard.
kid.
It's disruptive and.
It is, it's. Okay. Then. Oh, yeah, here's our National Library. Oh, and how colorful. I think this, do you call this canopy? This,
Oh,
this
Canva,
Canva, this, app that helps make these. I remember making flyers and it was such a chore. Now we come up with
So
such
for
a
that-
cute thing.
For Canopy, how are they gonna do it like on a big screen to teach you how to do it or?
I imagine so.
Yeah. When you do it on your computer?
Canopy has, you can do it on your Roku TV or your, they have an app.
Okay.
Canopy has an app.
I'm gonna
So
have-
you
okay.
log into it and
What does it offer? I know it says TV stuff, but give me an
it
example.
has lots of documentaries that are not easy to get other places.
Okay.
But they also have movies and they
Does
change
it have
over.
northern exposure? Cause my husband is obsessed. He came and checked out the DVDs.
I remember you saying that last time.
Oh, yeah, well, he brought them back because they're just old and used a lot.
Yeah.
So now he goes on, eBay and buys it.
Do they have one of those
This is a
planar,
Yes.
resurfacing things?
Oh, there's worse.
For CDs.
Your CDs,
I
yeah.
mean, so
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
like old TV shows. I mean, they did reruns.
They do have series. I'm not a huge TV watcher, so I can't tell you,
Yeah.
but I know I've used them for
For like
programming.
independent films. and things.
Yeah.
Business
And
insurance.
it's free, you get so many from on.
Mary Jo, when we use the streaming media, does it count towards the license like usage, like the you
Yes.
guys get credit? That's same thing with leasing as well,
With,
with leasing,
Yeah.
because we put out the car,
Yeah.
okay, that one. Okay.
That's true with audiobooks.
mhm.
Leasing, yeah. Or book now.
Yeah, it's all-
It's
yeah.
all included in.
Mhm. So yeah, the circulation statistics counts everything. So physical books, e-books. I'm gonna have an article for you next time. The Pew Research just did a poll talking about people's reading habits, whether they use reading books versus e-content. So it's kind of interesting.
Well,
I know
Great
that.
places having.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of
say,
people, I mean, use over the last 15 years of paper books has gone down, but I feel like it's plateaued and it's kind of stable. So
This is really good as an audiobook, though, just to
Is
tell
it?
you. Yeah.
I have to say
Maybe I'll
that
do both, you know.
during this recuperation, I've been just laying around and having a book, a really nice book from the library
mhm.
to read while I'm doing that is really helpful. I don't know, you can watch and listen and all that, but somehow holding a book and reading it is. So it's a different communication process that occurs. Well, good, thank you. Any questions to our director that we haven't already peppered her with?
Good job as usual.
Yeah, thank you for the things you selected to show us, and thank you for the things that you are doing, and thank you for the staff that you have chosen and are steering.
Yeah.
Thank you for the whole 9 yards.
Well,
Well, now,
I want a trivia game like they get to have. That sounds like
board-
fun.
We get a board trivia game, maybe that
Ooh,
in our,
that's
for a
gonna be
board.
fun. I don't know, I just like to do trivia, and I think she set up really good games.
Oh, well,
There's a
Nikki,
challenge,
you're
yeah.
making yourself a.
It'd be like Jeopardy, I'll take open meetings for 200.
Ding, 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 ding. And then we could say, who had to answer all the FOIA filings? But I'm like, guess whose name would come to the front? Anyway, let us move ahead. It's now a chance for our board to have their say about whatever they want to talk about. So who wants to go first?
Well, I'll just say, I have been inspired to use more of the services. I am gonna use, try to do. some of
If it's
the things.
available,
Yeah, if
could
it's
be
on
checked
there.
out, yeah.
Okay. It always inspires me to look at what Mary Jo includes in our packet.
Yeah.
And then I have a lot to do.
I started doing what Dan said the other time too, is when that newsletter comes, I started putting stuff in the calendar that looks of interest to me, because
I gotta
I
do
forget
that.
about
I
it.
miss them,
Yeah, if I
the
don't
next
put
day
them
I'll
in the
go,
calendar.
because I missed the movie.
Yeah, so, and Mary
Oh,
Jo's
my.
reports are the same thing, it's, you look at them, you have to make sure you put them.
Yeah, I'm gonna
in.
do that, I'm gonna put it on
Yeah,
calendar
calendar.
idea.
John,
Madam Chair, I feel really saddened to hear that Reggie Miller will not be running again.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
yeah, she just announced yesterday, I know Reggie, she's a member of my church. I'm saddened to lose her, she's been
Yeah.
excellent, but for Reggie, I just want her to be healthy and happy. It's a lot. And when you are a fighter the way Reggie is, the kind of effort she puts into everything. And that district,
Yeah.
running for this particular district, this is one of the most threatened districts. She was the only one that succeeded last time in a district that was threatened at the rate it is.
Yeah.
And the kind of crap she has to take.
Oh,
yeah.
terrible.
So
Yeah.
for her life and satisfaction and all of that, but she has been a phenomenal state
Yeah, she's
rep.
been good for this community.
Mhm.
Her staff, though, I think that one of her people will probably run, and he's really good.
Oh, Jackson?
She's really good,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's good.
I believe Jackson will
Yeah,
run.
he's-
And so I think that the community will still be well served, but there won't be anybody like Reggie. Reggie's a bulldog.
Oh, yeah,
he is.
that's it.
Anybody else?
So I just wanna say I was happy to read in the paper that John was back. I didn't know. I was so excited.
See what you missed.
I was too.
See what you missed.
Right, so welcome back. It's good to
Thank you.
see you.
Thank you.
You know, and it's always fun to have you here. It really is. I've missed you. Good to see you again. So I'm back today.
Like old times.
Then just, working hard. I may miss the next meeting. But so far the job has been fine with the new boss. Just trying to keep up with the 30-something-year-old bosses. Than I thought it would be. So it's fun.
A 30-something-year-old capable boss. That has to be exciting.
And, with the whole media thing is different with that age group, so she does like a couple of press conferences a day. And she'll be like, oh, you got to be there in case they ask about the finances. I'm like, well, this is what you tell them. All these meetings.
Just like you break it down to us and tell us which page is really important about all that stuff.
Line.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to go to Latin jazz and had fun dancing with
yes,
my
you
husband.
did. And your other
It was
friends,
a blast.
those young women you had. up
Oh,
there.
they're just people who I saw wiggling in the chair.
Oh, you.
And said,
Really?
you'll have more fun if your hips get to move too.
Hey, I was to them and I said, no, Joy, she's got great look. They were young, real cute, real
Yeah.
fly, young girls.
Just had to get them up.
Yeah.
The old lady can do it, they can do it. And my bees, I saw my bee report from last time that my bees survived. They did
Oh.
survive at that point, but they didn't make it through the rest.
Oh,
But I got 2 new hives coming. Trying it again.
well, we all learn
Yeah.
as you learn from these bees. I don't think I'll become a beekeeper, but I can say I know.
We know it.
Well, Dan, it's up
Yeah.
to you, my buddy.
Well, first of all, I regret I couldn't make the jazz night. I had tickets to the Real Wings that game, so. I couldn't
Oh.
make it, but
Well, I can understand that.
They did win that night, so.
Because
Although they didn't make the play.
they had a kind of frustrating late season.
Yes, they totally collapsed, but. The other thing, this is kind of a late report, but, I know I wasn't at the last meeting. I did go to the, astrology stargazers night, and it was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. I don't know the group that put it on. I don't even remember the gentleman's name, but if anybody remembers, that particular night was really, really overcast. And even when I'm driving there, I'm thinking, this is gonna be a bust. But you know, when I got there, everybody was in, you know, the library there, and he was kind of giving just a general, you know, view of, you know, what you might see, what you could see, probably what you won't see. But lo and behold, after about maybe half an hour, the clouds all broke up. I mean, it wasn't perfect, trust me, but they had some really nice equipment there, and I'll tell you, I seen some stuff that was really, really nice, very nice, and there were some young kids there.
Good.
And I thought the staff done a great job. I mean, they were directing traffic, and there was hot chocolate and cookies and all kinds of stuff.
Good for
So-
us.
So it was very nice. And there was a large group of
Yeah.
people there.
How many?
For a cloudy night, I thought it was
Yeah.
very well attended.
I think we got close to 35.
Yeah.
75?
35.
35.
Which is a lot, Bridge. That's-
Yeah, I think that one,
And for the weather not being.
uh-huh.
You got it, that's why I didn't go, because I'm like, oh.
Oh.
You didn't go, because I like that stuff.
They had some nice equipment there. And I'll
I'm
tell
sure they
you-
have the mega.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I was looking at Jupiter, and you
Saturn?
could actually see the 4
Did you have the
moons.
Saturn?
I couldn't, no, because Saturn wasn't in the right spot. It was like down here somewhere, you know, so we couldn't see Saturn. But it was very cool. And I've been coming up here to the library and enjoying some of the staff, have some nice conversations with some of the staff, so. Very nice.
Thank you, everybody. I have 2 things I want to talk about. We've kind of touched on both of them. One, the night before my surgery, I came to the Trio Escobar, the Latin jazz. Boy, that was a good idea. That was really a good thing to get me into the good frame of mind to be able to undergo a kind of something you have to undergo, but it was so much fun. They were really good. At first, one of the guys was a little late, so there was just 2 of them at the beginning, and they were cooking. They sounded really good, and I thought, I was sitting with Mary Jo, and she told me, well, the other guy hadn't showed up. We had advertised it as trio, but then the bass guitar guy came, and oh man, did he really add a great dynamic to the whole thing. So there was this young girl in the back, well, she might not have been that young, she's younger than me. And she was doing a little light cha-cha. She was really moving, really good. But then my friend Joy came.
It's your music.
And she was right behind me, and then she got these we had young people.
Kids stay in the set too.
Kids that were kind of dressed real cute and fly and all this, and here Joy gets them up, so I'm figuring these must be Joy's little friends, but honey, then they were getting it right there in the cozy room, so that was a real up, and I think that music program is a huge thing for this community, and it was so much fun. Now, my other thing, I was debating with myself, because I know we need our quorum and we need to do and all this, and I had to go to the doctor today with my first day out. But then Tanya said she was coming. And I had to come because this community doesn't know what we have here. This girl, she's more than just a pretty face. And the same way that she, with that soft voice, she explains all this stuff and breaks this stuff down. I've done a lot. I was treasurer of the Lansing School Board and I had a really good CPA staff guy who broke, but I've never really, I really have enjoyed. I can never say I've ever enjoyed looking at financial things, but I have enjoyed looking at them with Tanya kind of leading you through. And the city of Detroit is lucky to have her. And we as a community are lucky to have her. And I can say to me, I heard Mary Sheffield on the TV. She was presenting her budget and she was on blah, da, 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 this, that, and the other. And then she said, right, Tanya? And I said, that's just how I. When we put that budget out, I want to make sure that you know it's a good one. I can say, right, Tanya? So I just thank you, Tanya. We're so proud of you.
Yes.
We've had a big year.
You know, John, you know, he prepared me for those tough questions.
What's the most off the wall question you can think of? And then you have to think, John is gonna come up with something for you.
Always prepared.
And you don't act surprised, you just take it.
She can do it in such a quiet and.
I can do it in Detroit, she can do it with John.
Well, she just told me on the elevator up here, she answers to one person. She supervises 400.
Oh my God,
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
that's too much.
So that's why sometimes she doesn't have time.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad you did tonight.
Yes, thank you. I always enjoy it when I come, so.
As do we. Anything else? I'm gonna call on John. That's giving Dan a rest. As long as you're here, John, we just have to have you do this.
Madam Chair, I make a motion that this meeting be adjourned.
There is a duly made motion for adjournment.
A second.
There is a second around the table. Our meeting is adjourned and it was an enjoyable.